one of the most common locomotives that you still see out on the rails. Well, these are new arrivals for us. Let me grab a couple.
What?
Actually, yeah, they are from.
This is big.
It is for SDS models.
Wow.
They're NR Class locomotives.
What?
NR.
NR
Yeah.
Class.
N
What
for
does
Nancy, R for Romeo.
Okay.
So it's a series of locomotives that was produced in the late 90s.
So it's not really vintage. I mean,
Well,
I'm old.
I guess you could say it is, but they're still really ubiquitous. They're one of the most common locomotives that you still see out on the rails, hauling freight, hauling the premier passenger trains, like in this instance, the Ghan.
That's pretty famous, isn't it?
Indian Pacific.
Yep.
A few others.
And on the Sandringham line sometimes.
Well,
I'm sure. I'm sure.
No, probably slowing the Sandringham line down. When
Yeah,
it's like
I'm sure I hear it go up and down the Sandy line sometimes.
Really?
Yep.
Didn't know there was a freight depot at the end of the Sandringham line.
Well, there is when I come home from work sometimes.
I learn new things every day. But yeah, these are a lovely locomotive that somewhat new batch from SDS models.
Can I pick this one up?
You can. They're very heavy, aren't they? They've got they're delicate and they're heavy.
Be careful.
Are they plastic?
They are plastic. The body construction is plastic, but there's a lot of ballast inside.
Should we have a look at it?
Yeah,
from the top?
let's do that.
Why
Let's
is
have
it
a look.
so heavy?
Because more weight equals better adhesion, which equals better tractive effort.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
they deliberately make them heavy.
Absolutely. They make these as heavy as they can. And that, just like the real locomotive does. So quite often they'll ballast the locomotive to help it adhere to the track better. They'll use the same principles in the smaller scale.
Yeah.
So if this weighed half as much, it could pull significantly less.
I think this one's a bit special because of this video.
Exactly. Let's see if
what
we can
is
get a
that?
little bit closer.
I'll do a bit of zooming.
This
Zoom,
particular
zoom,
locomotive
zoom.
has a certain person's likeness on it.
Likeness?
Yeah.
I don't think it's a likeness, mate. I think it's his name even.
Okay, there you go.
You know.
That's his name.
What was his catch cry? Come
Crikey.
on. That's it.
Crikey.
Crikey. That's
Crikey.
a big rock.
There you go. This was
The crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin.
that's it. And
So
this was
why is he on the train?
I think in the early 2000s when the Crocodile Hunter was at the peak of its popularity.
Mhm.
He was part of a campaign to help with tourism, like Australian tourism, and like this was part of the Ghan train.
Yep.
And it was part of just raising the awareness of these kinds of I guess tourism options for locals and visitors to Australia. And I believe after his tragic untimely passing, they redesignated this locomotive with this tribute to him as
Right.
well. So that's a really cool touch. Really nicely done.
And it's got Nick on the side as well.
Yeah. Classic.
Nick?
Yeah, that's his new logo, I think.
That's right. That's right. That's fantastic. I didn't know. I didn't even pick up on it. There you go.
Big beast of a locomotive.
So this is HO scale.
This is HO scale.
So it's not
Let's
going to
see
fit
if this is
on.
the front.
It's not going to fit on your layout.
Not at all. I think like the length of this is like the length of some of the shorter trains I would run.
Wow.
So it's a big beast.
And
You've
it's on
got,
the front as well.
Is he? Well, there we go.
you've got ditch lights.
Ditch lights. What does that do?
They illuminate the ditch, either
Which
side
ditch?
of the.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Why?
so that they better you can
It's
see.
not like,
You
it's
can
not like,
see
it's
what's
not
going
like they
on.
can swerve and get out the way.
Well,
is
you've got a headlight up here, but you've also they now mandate that you have lights that illuminate either side of the train. There's a reason why they do that, and it's not just for the train's illumination, but having 3 lights will actually help people from a distance triangulate the distance between the lights, and then you can get a better sense of how far away the train is when it's approaching.
Oh, that's fair.
It
You
was just
are
a single.
wealth of knowledge, aren't
Oh,
you?
thank you.
Wow.
But yeah, a single light, you'd have a hard, especially if there's a lot of glare, you'd have a hard time determining the distance of the train and how fast it's moving. If you have this, the 3 lights creating a triangle-like pattern,
Yep.
As you see that pattern get larger, that gives you a better sense of the train's distance and how fast it's approaching.
Mm.
But yeah, a little tidbit of information, I guess. Yeah.
Tidbits with my.
Yeah. There's really cool hoses, like brake air hoses, and I think that's like a release lever.
Well, they're actually separate, right? You may not
They
be able
are.
to see that in camera, but you'd expect them to be molded into the plastic. They're
No,
actually
all
separate
separate.
bits.
There's even on the lights themselves down here, there's even grates, because quite often these will get damaged, and they ended up putting grates over them to protect the lights.
Are they like rhubars?
Yeah,
For your
kind
lights.
of.
A what? Rhubarb.
Rhubarbs.
Stop the kangaroos from hitting them and breaking them.
Oh, really?
Oh no, I just made it up.
Oh, okay.
I think they have these. They're like etched metal, which is really nice. You can see how small it is with my well manicured finger there. But that
Good
little
looking finger.
that little hatch, little grate would come down and would allow the crew to move from one locomotive to another.
Oh yes.
Across the rear of the locomotives. Otherwise, if that wasn't there, the ladder would make that impossible.
That's a nice touch.
Yeah. Quite often they put advertising material or extra corporate information on the sides.
Yep.
Oh, and you've got another locomotive.
I've got another one. This is
Let's
the
zoom out a little bit.
this is the Indian Pacific. Have a look at that.
That's a rare scheme that they apparently they had it in that paint scheme in the early 2010s. It's now been repainted the more traditional colors.
Really interesting, different tones of yellow there.
Looks
Yeah.
like it's got a speaker thing on the bottom.
Oh, it does.
What?
It does.
Oh, did you spot
Yeah.
something?
Do we get to make choo-choo noises?
That's it.
choo
Sound by
choo choo.
DCC Sound. So yeah, there is indeed a speaker in here.
And we don't have to fit chips to it.
Not at all.
It's ready to go.
We do have several variations, more than half a dozen variations of this locomotive. Some are DC, and we'll work on a more traditional analog layout, and others are fitted with the DCC decoders, sound equipment in there with speakers, and they're fully loaded essentially.
Do they sound different? Do the models sound different from each other?
No, because they're all the same. They're all the same locomotive
Oh,
mechanically. But they're some of the loudest and best sounding locomotives I've heard yet.
Let's go. Choo-choo.
Let's do that.
Bring it on.
Gonna stick it on?
Okay.
Oh, it's already on.
We've
There's
already got
one.
one here.
Oh, let's go back.
It's off camera.
It is off camera. It'll arrive
Uh-oh.
on
Oh,
camera.
it's gonna
Don't
make.
worry.
Hang on.
I'm
It's gonna
excited.
make an
Uh-oh.
appearance.
Gotta
Okay.
make an entrance.
Hang on, Heidi's got to get a better shot.
So we've
It's a photo opportunity for
we've got
Heidi.
to go through the startup procedure. All right, you guys ready for this?
Yep.
No,
Uh-oh.
I got nothing.
Nothing, huh?
Did you try this before?
Oh, I did try this before.
Do we
Uh-oh.
need to?
These are the joys of live TV.
They are.
Has it got-
Hang on,
Oh,
I'll check the voltage so the track is consistent. If stuff gets moved around with the wires, maybe it could have.
Is it a bit funky?
Yeah, that's okay.
Funky? Oh, you've got the
I'll
special
fix it.
touch, haven't
I've
you?
got the special touch.
Yep.
I think something just came loose.
I'm just going to hold this in case it
In
shoots
case
off
it goes
the...
flying.
Is it going to go
That's
flying?
it. No, it won't.
You sure?
I'll
I'll put it-
swap places.
I'll
with
put
you.
it on
Yeah, sure.
I'll put it on maximum.
Oh, look, I'm in the middle now.
It's funny having you
Look
here.
at that.
It's a good looking t-shirt, by the
Thanks,
way.
mate.
Jeez, I'm
Would you like one too?
I'm so
You
jealous. I'm so jealous.
I'm looking forward to getting
Okay.
mine.
Everybody, just queue up, guys. Get online. What else can we do? Do you know much about these trains?
This one's yellow.
Yep.
And it's the same shape as the other one we're looking at.
Yeah, well, it's an NR class, mate.
This one says NR18 on it.
Yeah, well, they had to have different numbers.
Did they?
This one says NR75.
Right. What about that one?
That one over there is an NR122. Everybody
Okay.
knows that.
They built about 120 of those.
122 at least,
Yeah.
I'd say.
They built a lot.
And when
big, aren't they?
when did they stop going into production?
In the late
I'm gonna touch the red
1990s,
one.
and they were superseded by a model that met more stringent emissions
Oh, really?
regulations, which sort of came into effect.
Oh,
There we
look.
go.
Yep.
We've
We got power.
We've got
We
light,
have the
we've got
swappies.
power.
What's
Just
happened?
needed-
All right.
The wire came loose, but that's okay.
That can happen.
All my wires aren't loose anymore, so it's all right. So here we
All
go.
right. Got action?
Choo-choo. It's killing me.
It's time for school, mate. What little school bell?
Jeez, it's a slow startup, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big engine.
Wow. You like that? What was that?
I think that's the air compressor
Really?
for the brakes. Yeah. So they go to great lengths to make these sounds really accurate to the extent of going out and recording the trains themselves and getting every conceivable sound possible. So
Wow.
for people who know a lot about the functions that these trains would have, like how the braking systems work, all the different pumps and regulators, you could distinguish all of those different sounds. But that's
Well, you better move it on camera. Nobody can see it.
that's it.
We're just talking about a
Yeah.
train that's making noise.
It's all about anticipation.
Well, I'm so
There you go.
excited. Let's go, buddy.
Is it moving?
Uh-oh.
Here she
Oh,
comes.
Oh, put it in first, mate.
I was
What?
moving up.
Slow to start up, slow to accelerate.
You've stalled it.
It's going, it's going.
Choo-choo. Ah! Heidi pooped herself.
Wow.
Is that my phone or yours?
Oh, camouflage. Why's it got camouflage?
That was a proposed paint scheme for Rio Tinto.
Yep.
And they didn't do that in the end, but
It's got LEDs on it and
it
everything.
does, yeah, directional lighting. We're gonna get it going the other way, guys.
It goes backwards as well.
It does go backwards as well as forwards.
Oh. Take the handbrake off.
Takes a while to build up speed.
Here we go.
Whoa.
Here
Oh.
we go. Here we go. Oh, good. That's the
Okay,
camera
nice.
rig.
That's the compressor, I think.
Oh.
There we go.
Nice.
That to stop.
Yeah,
We've got
wow.
a bell. We've got the horn.
I want that fitted to my car.
Air horn.
Yeah.
How about we go through the shutdown, engine shutdown?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was really quick.
Oh.
Normally it's a little bit slower than that.
Well, I just turned the key off, right?
like everything.
That is phenomenal. I still am gobsmacked.
That's pretty
Is
impressive,
this
isn't it?
thousands of dollars?
Quite, no, not at all. Quite
Wow.
reasonable. Good value for money, these locomotives.
That is fantastic. And all these three will sound the same?
Yes, yeah, I think one of these isn't sound equipped.
Yep.
But they will all. Here we go, here's the shutdown. So the bell goes off, and
Why is there a bell?
I think that's just to alert that it's shutting down and starting up. Could be a safety thing if somebody's in amongst moving parts.
I can't believe they don't have like a vibration thing in there.
I'll just shake it off the rails, wouldn't you?
Look,
You could, I guess.
like the MFC in the Tamiya trucks.
I don't know if these.
I didn't swear, did I?
I don't think they shake that much.
No.
Hey?
I don't think they shake that much.
It's pretty heavy.
You obviously haven't
Yeah.
been on the Sandringham line.
No, I guess not.
It's a sandy line.
It's
isn't
a
it?
sandy
Always
line.
a sandy line.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah,
Really nice.
Really quite a striking example, that one in the Rio Tinto. I'm going to call it a fantasy scheme because it never actually made it to production.
Oh, what's that?
So
Uh-oh.
the compressor's going for the brakes, you see.
Oh.
Heidi's up to no good.
So
Okay.
we can shut that down.
Here we go.
How good's that?
So yeah, even though technically the motor's off, the loco is still powered, and auxiliary operation will still function. So like right now it's parked, so you got to have the compressor go and keep your brakes.
Yep.
Really?
Brakes applied, yeah.
Wow.
So, there you go.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
I haven't looked at the sheet of all the functions.
Oh, yeah.
There's probably like 20 different sound functions, all programmable. So
Nice.
You
Yeah.
are next level. I don't know. I've got a. I don't know.
You don't know what?
I just feel inadequate now.
You're
I
gobsmacked.
don't know. How can you bring? How can I bring something to the table that's going to compete with that?
Words together. What's going on? You've lost
Inadequate. That's it.
it. Oh,
Fantastic.
wonderful.
Well, that is awesome, Marlin. Thank you for bringing that in and showing
very
us.
welcome.